Hello and welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a test-run development of a top simulator written in Swift, and we're working on the piece today that's the pattern library. So we sketched out a user interface. Basically it's a three-screen view. So the first screen is the main view with the top drawn on it, and you list a bunch of pattern names. It'll find those patterns and apply them to the spin of the top. The second view, if you go to the patterns, you get a grid of patterns, and each one is a series of dots. They've all got names that get referenced in that first screen, and you can create a new pattern by clicking in the top right corner of the middle screen, and you get a grid. You can turn the dots on or off, and you can put the name in. We've got something that draws a top, and we've got something that draws the grid on the right, but we haven't dealt with the pattern stuff in the middle. So that's where we'll focus today. All right, before we started, I was able to run the tests. Everything's passing. We don't have a whole lot, but it's better to have them passing than not. All right, and let's start up at the content view. So just refreshing, we've got a content view. That's that first screen. It's each of these views is going to navigate, and it goes through. It's got a body view that represents the actual drawing on that screen. The rest of this is linking the screen title, Topple, the name of our game, and trailing, we have a button that's a link to the patterns page. So that just gets this, that creates this link, this name, defers this to content body. We do something similar for the patterns navigation. We're binding up to the library that we're creating that represents the grids of objects. And we just have a library view that's going to draw that grid, and it references the library, passes that down, and it also has the title and a navigation link to the edit view. And then finally the edit view has the edit pattern view. Let's see, this stuff on the bottom, I think we can delete. We've pretty well put it elsewhere. I'll leave it for the moment, but we'll get there. Okay. Let's focus on pattern view. That's the main drawing we have. Nope. Library view is what we're after. Okay, so today, let's run it. All we have is the text. This is the patterns view. Like, nice. But we do have a reference to the library, which has all the patterns in it. Right now, we don't have a separate type for the patterns. They're just double array of Booleans. Okay, so, just drawn out in a little grid. Okay, and anything else here? No, I don't think so. This will take a moment. So we'll see the top drawn up here. And then right now we just have a series of entries where you can type like 1, to say the first half of the circle is on and the second half is off, and things like that. We're changing that interface, but for now we have the old one. So I guess I can demonstrate it so this should put things in, well, I don't know what I bump, but clearly there's a keystroke I shouldn't do. 1, 1, 1, 1. So this puts things in the first quadrant's on, the second quadrant's off, the third quadrant's on, and the fourth quadrant's off. And I'll just make this take up the whole space. Okay, so you can see the inner wheel is that sort of BMW symbol, and then the outer wheel is completely filled. All right, if we go to patterns, this is the patterns view. All right, we go here, we see the grid to edit, but we're focused on this one for now. And as it happens, I know there's a grid object in Swift, Swift UI. I think it's collection view, maybe. I just don't remember. It's like I get deep enough to see like, oh, there's this, there's that, there's the other, but how do you make it go? That's always a trickier. I seem to have disconnected my searching. I've been using DuckDuckGo. Hope this doesn't foretell or forebode connection problems. let's try the search again. I'm hoping it did interrupt, so oof. Okay, switch UI grid. Yeah, that's the kind of structure we want. No, that doesn't help as much as I wanted. List and stack views. Well, yes, I could make a list of H stacks. I'm pretty sure there's an actual grid object. I don't know. I think that makes me wonder if it's a custom thing that they had. UI collection view. Yeah. Oh, that's the UI kit name. Okay. Oh, well, this is sort of implying. I thought it had a much more flexible view. Well, I hate waiting. So let's just try and make it and see what happens. All right. So if I make a list, I think I can do this. I have to give it an index of stuff. Oh, golly. Oddly slow. I say that too often, but today it looks really bad. Lazy V grid, lazy H grid. That's interesting. Well, I don't want to scroll it horizontally. I guess I want a V grid. Okay, lazy V grid. Container grades grid. Creating items only as needed. Okay, well, let's take this for a starting point. I know lazy V grid is a newer thing. Okay. Column is items. Well, I assume this is running through. It looks like it's running through the items in each category. For each. I guess it's putting the categories separately, so I don't think we need that one. Column, let's do library dot keys. Each one of these is a pattern in, and then we're going to use our pattern view. And what are we giving it? A binding is a double array Boolean. I don't know if I can create a binding to. Yeah. Do that. Grid item. Cannot convert value of type array of string to expected type array of grid item. Okay, I'm not understanding enough, I guess. Reminder list view is this thing only contain grid items? Well, it said search DuckDuckGo, but it's not searching DuckDuckGo. So our library keys is the alphabetized list of names. I don't know what this means, columns. Swift UI grid item. Am I staying grid? Okay, lazy v grid. config. Okay, so we need a spec for the grid size. We'll see how that goes. Config is here. I can add spacing. That's fine. Item in. I guess I got to do the for each after all. For each. Library.keys. I think it's still gonna. String is not identifiable. Maybe. Okay, I'm missing a brace. No. Somewhere I'm missing a brace. Yeah. Okay, maybe we're just grabbing the wrong stuff from the library. I thought we should get the key for the pattern. Cannot assign through subscript. Let's take the dollar off. Let's not do a binding. I'm justifying this in my head because I know the key is in there because I just listed all the keys, but can I convert value? Is this a question of read only? I think we tried that. Cannot assign through get. Well, we're back. I don't know. We started off with a library. Whoops. Maybe we've taken a wrong turn here. Maybe this... The problem is I make it generic. Because we made the library generic over pattern, I don't know how we get to a default element for a pattern for the pattern. I thought there was a way to kind of do this, but maybe not. An alternative is I could give a default. Well, that's kind of what we did at one point. Yeah, I'm just not sure. Maybe let's hide this. Let's see if we're getting anything right. Let's put out the text of pattern name while our search is running. Nope, you have to specify it there. Oh, maybe I could do that. Right, we could make our initialization specify the default value that we return if something is not found, which is kind of a reasonable requirement. Okay, let's see what patterns shows. Nothing. Okay, let's let's see, content view. Who declares the initial one? It's here. And we don't have a good way to initialize it. What can we do? Let's add a button. It doesn't need to be quite that fancy, but let's put one down here. The action is library.add A, we'll say false, and B true. I guess I'm playing around explicitly here. So label, we'll just do text. Library.add label parenthesis. Cannot convert bool to array. I guess we need double arrays. Okay. I'm just trying to put stuff in and a button that I can do to add stuff so we can see it in our library. And let's see what this is. Create initializer. Yeah, so I think that's kind of what we're going to do. Okay, so if we go to the patterns view, there's nothing there. New, should have created a couple. Okay, and did not. I think the deal is, does our library, I don't think our library is observable. So I think what's going on is the library says it's a binding, but we don't do anything in our library object to notify anybody when things change, which means it doesn't notice that this new happened. So we need to make it I believe we need to make it observable and then make sure that when you do an add, you trigger a change. All right, so I think observable object here, and then I don't know if this is enough. Normally you would mark the thing you're going to look at, but nobody's going to be observing that directly, so I don't know if that will work or not. If it does, then the mechanism is all automatic. If it doesn't, then we have to add some this cancelable thing that I always had to look up. Nope. Okay, so it seems to be in our print button. We can confirm that. Okay. What else can I change to make this more... Well, I guess we want to make sure that the button's being triggered. See, I think the binding, I think we're bound to the library, but we don't get notification because we're not observing. If I were looking at library.dictionary, I might be able to see it. Let's try this. New twice. Okay, yeah. All right. Where can I find this stuff? I know I went through a bunch of this when I was doing the sort tables grid sorting thing. All right, I saw another crash on the streaming side. Well, maybe while that's going, I'll just go look, find that other thing. Open recent. It's this one. Oh, here's an example. Okay, so we have these any cancellables. And then when we do that, when we change something, we have to notify. Okay, so we hold a set. And I'm going to not check this for now. I don't know. I probably should, but... Okay. And then when you modify something, you say this. You tell it, I want you to create a cancelable object on the thing I'm going to change. I'm going to say it's going to have some listener to act as a sync, and I'm going to send object will change. I'm not 100% sure on this, so. All right, so the model in this case. I think it's self, and we need combine to make this flow. I'm not quite sure if that's right. Okay, well, that's not a good sign there. Oh boy, so slow. Okay, that is clearly not right. Here's somebody doing something like what we're doing. Let's try cancelable with two L's, and actually it's any cancelable. Okay, so he's saying self.myPeople object will change .send. This thing is saying, yeah, you got to have the cancelables. $0. So it's the array. I guess we're asking for the notification on the thing that's changing here, the published field, and then we'll notify any listeners. Now, where's he putting the cancelables? Self.cancelables.append. Okay. I think we'll do that. This should not be self. This should be dictionary. Any cancelables dot insert. I guess append is no different. Append. Dictionary object will sync. Object will change dot sync. Receive value. And self dot object will change dot send. Yeah. Okay. Except for one problem. Key : pattern has no member. Well, maybe this part's not necessary. I don't know why I can't make this a published field. Insert. That's still doesn't like this. Value key pattern. So that's the dictionary. This is really annoying. Okay, can I get switch UI to publish changes to a dictionary? That seems like kind of like what we want to do. Observed object. Well, there's a difference between, I guess we would have to be an observed object to make our thing work, for one thing. State is more for structs, and we don't qualify anymore. Okay, dictionary is published. Observed object equals dictionary. Then in here, yeah, that seems okay. All right, so our class is kind of like this, I think. If we, wherever library got to. Okay, I'm saying it is observable object. We're going to drop all this stuff. It's got a published field here, dictionary key pattern. That seems like this. Okay. All right. So they don't do anything special. Okay, and then they just use observed object. So I think what that implies for us, this should be a state object. So if you have structs, you can use, or value types, you use state. If you have class types, you use state object. And I think this thing is a class. They're using observed, you're making an class that's an observable object. Okay, published. And then down here, this needs to be the observed object. Okay, and that's going to happen again in our library view. Why it doesn't tell you when you're doing that wrong, I don't know, but I don't think it does. Okay, and is there one more view? Where'd content view go? Patterns navigation goes to library view, yes. Test view, observed object on the thing. So maybe we don't pass the binding for this one. I think. All right, let's build. Run. Our hope is clicking the new button on the pattern will cause the list to show something. This new button. Yay! Okay. We're due for a break, so let's take 2 or 3 minutes. We'll come back and we'll get this thing generalized to deal with actual grids. Hi, welcome back. All right, so we left off, we got at least the names of these things showing. It may be... Well, the good news is, let's try a new again. It'll replace these. That didn't show much. Let's throw something else in there. Let's throw in... I forget how you do it. Is it math.random? Random. S-random. Let's try that. All right, we're just see if we can show different values going in. Now, what I expect is when we hit new, we'll get something that starts with A and something that starts with B. And if I hit new again, I should get 2 more inserted. 2 more random numbers. Oh. Huh. All right, I look up random. Arc for random. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so we're running through pattern names. That should be fine. I don't know why they're stacking. I mean, it is a V grid, a vertical grid. Something we're doing. Okay, here we go. Yeah. 9379. And they're coming out alphabetical. So that is good. I don't care that it's numeric, digit by digit alpha is fine. I'm just proving out that we get a sorted list from our array. It does update when the things update. So this is progress. Okay. And this is going to be a vertical stack. Text. Well, the text goes at the bottom. Yikes. Invalid character. What have I hit? Okay, and let's comment that back out. All right, that's slightly better. I don't know, this column config. Let's make it a little broader. I don't think that's the issue. Okay, so what I want to do is take one of my I want to take the result of library subpattern name and get it. So I'm going to assume, let's see, is this control up? Nope. Shift arrow, something like that. There's a way to jump to the test automatically, and I never can remember it. All right, but we can certainly do it this way. Okay, so missing pattern returns nil. Actually, we want this to return the default result. And I'm going to make that happen by putting default. Oh, it's a reserved word, isn't it? Let's just give it one. Okay. I want an array. Okay, I need to add to my init. So let's add an init. Okay, and the parameter we're going to have is default value of type pattern. And we're going to make pattern there, and self.default value equals default value. Okay. Now my tests are going to be broken because nobody knows about this. So we're going to add these into the constructors. I don't know. Maybe I need that. I think I need to say this. Default value. Or default. Yeah, maybe that's okay. Trying to get the look of these things the way I want it. And here we'll take the bar off of there. You want it, you gotta say it. There should be a production one that doesn't have it yet. Okay. Those are just broken because it's catching up. All right, now we have our test, which should, well, it'll pass. No, it expects nil, right? So yeah, this is gonna shouldn't even compile. It does compile. Okay. Let's make this. Oops. Library. I'm going to say this is no longer optional. It must be returned. Now we're going to get some complaints. Value must be unwrapped. Okay, so if we don't get it, we'll return default value. Okay, our test will fail to compile because nil's not an option. All right, and let's give it a default value. We can distinguish true. And let's make sure it's the same down here. It's a little backwards of what I just did, but gets us there. Normal usage is empty array, I think. We haven't really figured out what that means, but all right. Let's commit this. So library takes a default value, returned it if no entry matches. I don't think that'll happen for us in general because we're going to iterate through the list of stuff that is there. Okay, and oh, we had some UI stuff too. So library view. I'll just kind of to trigger a change, not really caring what's in here, but added UI for library support. I've written better messages. All right. Now I don't need this. Let's see if we can get this thing accepting it. I feel like there's still issues, but cannot assign through subscript. Is that a binding? Can I do it without the binding? Cannot convert to tile expects binding. See, I think we have two very similar things going on. Where's pattern view? See, this one's expecting a binding because it's a two-way connection because this is editable. I don't know. What should I be doing here? You don't get to change it on the dictionary for free. That's a given. What if I just do this for now? Somebody's got to complain. Cannot use mutating on, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do something I don't like doing. I'm gonna, this one is pattern editing view, and this one is pattern view. Okay, and let's find, somebody should complain. I'll build. I had hoped to put something on there about is inactive or something like that. Okay, pattern view does not get an action. Okay, well, let's see what's going to happen here. don't think we'll need the button either. Yeah, pattern view. This should become pattern editing view now. Okay. We'll run. We're still not calling it, are we? I don't know what I left there now. Library, tests, library view. Oh, we are calling it now. Okay, so let's see what goes on. New. Ooh. Okay. This is kind of promising. I don't think we need the button. So we got to take off parentheses somewhere. And if you remember, we just put in little one true, one false in the array. So that's actually displaying correctly. All right, go to the patterns. New. Yeah, that still looks the same. Okay, the A's are false, the B's are true. That's correct. All right. Wow. So I just am not sure. These are awfully, awfully, awfully similar. The problem is the stuff coming out of the dictionary is not editable. So I can't use the binding on it. Unless, I don't know, I can't make those editable directly because that's... Yeah, the dictionary just doesn't allow it. Now, okay. So what I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe we're just up to the wire it up stage here. If we get to the edit pattern view, he's got a state, it's a var pattern. That's okay-ish. I just put a little spacer in. Edit the pattern. And the content view has the main save on it. Here. And we're supposed to fill in here. Well, can we do that here? Maybe we have to provide... I think we're going to have to provide the state rather than the edit pattern view having it. And yeah, this is, I'm just, I'm working on it, but boy, this stuff is just not sticking very well for me. So here's my pattern. That's the state. That declares it. I want to make a binding to it, which is going to be pattern of $pattern. Okay, and then the edit pattern, this should be a binding. Okay, and then the reason to do that, well, he's also got a name. I don't know. State var name of string. Okay, so he'll need the pattern and the name. And I want a text field. Title key, I think I just had to do the $name. Well, that's the $name. Can I do it like this? I think that's the spirit of it. Okay, let's build. I don't need this text up here anyway either. Oh, I didn't say run. Oh, that's the default contents. This is just pattern name. We don't need to edit the pattern. But these work. And this works in that I can type something here. What save is going to do, nothing. Excuse me. Let's see. So at some level, this is tying stuff together and like, okay. I don't know. Is it deep enough? I don't know. All right. Content body view. That's okay. We're not ready to mess with that. Okay. Library. I think we're done with for now. Okay. So the pattern editing view displays everything down to here. Let's just toggle. Lets us edit pattern view. That's the one we want to see. Right. Okay, so We'll fix some formatting on this. I mean, this should be standard hstack spacer text field spacer. Okay. Okay, that seems okay. I guess we got to do content views, got to do the work when the save is hit. That's the reason we have these things around. And it tells you he needs the library as well. He needs to be an observer on the library. Okay, and so somebody will need to pass that in. Okay, so pass the library along. Yeah, we need to know the library because we're going to insert into it. I don't know if there's a way to pass back to a prior view or something like that. It would be nice. Name and pattern. And actually, I think this line maybe could make more sense below. Okay, so you're going to save it, dismiss the thing, and put us back on the pattern view. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to keep the actual work in the class as I'm writing. And maybe I need to drive more from the view model UI level, drive down more. Okay, so if I put a lowercase I in here, notice my spacing didn't do what I wanted. Oh, stupid thing. Yeah. Okay, we'll have to work on that default capitalization. Hey, okay. Let's do another one. J. Okay, the ordering, I'm sure it's a dictionary order. Lowercase is after uppercase. We'll make a pattern for A. Kind of symmetric. A first. Okay, so our grid is doing it. It's scrollable. We got a button up there. This new button now we don't need, theoretically. I would like to default in all the letters for you. But we'll see. Okay, so I think that's actually pretty good. Now we don't have the ability. I would like to click on this. Yeah, I would like to click on this and then jump to the editing for the pattern. Let you revise it. The save would be the same. But doing this programmatically is a little tricky. Like today where it don't make mistakes. Okay. But I think we will check that in. We will definitely check that in. So this is make pattern screen able to go to new pattern, edit, and create the new pattern. Okay. And I believe, let's see, let's double check this, get this junk out. This is the old content view. We have our new content view, and somewhere is content body view. Has all this stuff. So content body view grew out of that first chunk of commented code. Let's take that out. Should have cleaned this up earlier. Okay. This is the numbers list. Yep. Go method is on there. It's translating. Okay. And then my shape is now called arc shape. That's that. Content body view. You are not content body view. Oh, you are. Content view is what I want. This shape is nothing. Okay. Now we can run this thing. Let's do the canvas. The canvas lets you see one screen. It does not interactive, basically. But it lets you can fill in sample data, so it's going to default. Well, it defaults to this empty library. Won't affect it. Okay, it does take a moment to build. Yeah, a moment. All right, while that's going, let's update our to-dos. I think we're behind on that. Okay, make library view show a grid of patterns. We've done that. Should double be a class or struct? I don't think so. I think I'm more leaning that I should be using less of custom types because of all these UI things. I don't know. But the main thing is, at this point, on this screen, I don't want this to be a comma separated list of numbers anymore. I want a list of pattern names. And I think the semantics are look up the pattern name, get its grid. If there's a space, we're just going to put a thin line, a one column width line maybe. And just append them together, but you have to convert it into the number form. That's a challenge. We haven't enforced that they all have the same width and height. Well, the fact is they go in through our drawing grid, and the grid is always 5x7 or 7x5 with height, right? So 5x7. Okay, so we need to change this to basically let me enter a list of patterns, not comma separated, space separated. For now, we'll just assume you put one blank space between them. And then there's still something, because I kind of want, I want them on one side. So I need something that specifies a pretty wide thing. So maybe I have to give that and that's got to be dynamic, interestingly. Well, we can see what things are doing. But I'm imagining these little character shapes, plop, 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 plop. But then to define this grid, we have to read first row all the way across all the patterns. So this is a noticeable bit of work. All right. What are we? We're still waiting on content view, right? Oh. Preview paused for no apparent reason. And yet it still seems to be trying. I'll try resume. Then maybe we'll try stop and then try it again. I don't know. I'm just going to close some of these down. I don't think they're going to help us too much at the moment. All right, I'll try stop. He's supposed to. Yeah. This sort of stuff is why I don't use this very often. It just gets in the way. Hey, there it is. Okay. So apparently me running it before was interfering with it, I guess. So this lets us design this screen directly a little bit more. You can select things. Okay, here's content body view. I guess I don't get to go inside it. Yeah. All right, but that's okay. All right, so what's going on next? Okay, so what I want is I want a single line of text, and I think I'll leave the old one up for a minute too. Content body view. Come on. Jump to definition. Yes. Okay. Yeah, this go. Okay. So it's a bunch of arc shapes, then it's a bunch of ring definitions, but I'm going to make a new text field. Text field. And this is enter pattern name separated by spaces. By space. Is. All right. And this is dollar patterns. Patterns is just going to be a state. Bar patterns of type string equals nothing. Okay. Now, what we're saying the go button should do. Oops, what's the matter? The go button now, well, today it goes through the dashes and then does a new top. We're going to do something different. And I'm just going to spell out. Well, I'm going to assume there's a TopMaker class that is going to give us back a top. Okay, so let's just wish it into existence. TopMaker equals TopMaker from that patterns list. And then let top equal TopMaker dot well, let's just do it this way. How about this equals TopMaker subpatterns dot make? So kind of we're going to assume that there's this class, you give it the patterns, and it does the job. And eventually we're going to say arcs equal top. If I could spell it. Okay. Yeah. We'll comment this for now. And let's just wish this class into existence. So it's going to be a model. It's kind of a view. It's really on that line. I don't know. So we might say view model, but it's not really a view model exactly. but it's definitely a helper class living on the view side, knowing about the view objects, and somehow getting us a model object from it. And we'll make a new Swift class TopMaker, give it a make method, and go from there. Okay. Initializer takes a string and make returns top. Can I do that? Yep. Okay, we will run tests. Nothing should break at this point. That's not a problem. And we have to fill in TopMaker. So we need to take a function that gives, given a list of patterns, which is clearly not enough information. Maybe it needs to be a library too. But let's just say we've got to create a stub TopMaker. Okay. I guess we'll need the library as well as the patterns, which means it's probably got to be passed in somewhere else. We'll come back and see if we can test that TopMaker into existence to convert grids of patterns concatenated together and turned into the spin patterns we want. So let's take a break, 2 or 3 minutes. We'll come back and tackle that. Welcome back. All right, so we need to let's start adding some tests for TopMaker. Down here. And we'll add this. Alrighty. Let's see. So let's make an easy one first. Empty string produces empty top. Patterns is a string, empty string, and then top does not define equality. Okay, well, it's do I want to do that? I could. I mean, TopMaker could provide a list of arcs. Would that be better? I mean, the only thing we do that makes it interesting from a top point of view is we're passing in the arcs, but maybe this is just the arcs function produces an empty list of arcs. Right, we don't have an arcs on there. Let's go back to TopMaker. patterns, and let's make arcs, returns, and this is double array of double. You can see why I might want to wrap this type, but we don't. And let's just put in 1.0 just to be cantankerous. All right, does this test run now? Or at least build? No. TopMaker.arcs. Any cannot conform to equatable. It has no member arcs. Function arcs to double. We'll work on names later. Spin does that too. I don't know. Maybe I'm not doing a good direction here. Has no member make. Okay, yes, you need to. New arcs never used. Right, not a problem. Okay, let's see if that builds. Okay, we get 1.0 instead of that, and this should produce empty arcs. Let's turn this into an empty array, and should pass. But I think we're going to immediately expose we don't have enough information in our next test. I don't know why I don't want top knowing this stuff. Maybe that's what top should be. We'll see where it goes. Okay, so our next test, single pattern. If we give it one pattern, it produces arcs for that. Okay. Let's just do a period. Okay, and then the assertion is, well, oops. I don't know, maybe we should call this just one dot. The names don't matter. We're not enforcing much on there. Arcs, and in this case, he should get a true, no, he should get a, well, he should get a 1. Whoops. We did that. I don't know why it jumped over there to edit. That should be a 1.0. Or even just a 1. Okay. Well, this test is going to fail. And the problem is we don't even have enough information. There's no library that we have access to. And TopMaker needs access to the library. So let's make a library. Default is empty, and it's string to arrays of bool. They could work on that message. Okay, default value, yes. All right. I don't know. Library, we've added it, so we need to add something to it. One dot is going to get true. Okay, so we have a grid of dots, and we want a sequence of arcs. Okay, so if we had that in there, and we make a TopMaker that references that, we should get this converted and given to us. Now, nobody takes the library is great, but we don't have it in our TopMaker, so there's not enough information to do it. I don't know why I'm being slow on this, but it's going to fail. Okay, so we need to know the library, which means we also need it on this one. So I'm assuming the library comes first, and this comes second. Okay, TopMaker does not yet take a library. Let's get over there. All right, so this has to be a library of type library. And we're committing here, it's string to array of bool. Okay. That should build now. Do we have the library up here? We don't. Okay, where's content view? Content view should own the library, yes. So it can pass it into its child. Content body view now needs a observed object. Var library of type string goes to double array of bool. Okay. And now down here, he can take library. I don't know. I'm trying to break myself of anthropomorphizing. I'm not succeeding very well. All right. I expect some test to complain. Certainly that same test should fail. Okay, and only that test. All right. Now, I guess we're going to start getting real here. Let's just do a one lookup. So TopMaker arcs. Well, we're going to need to save it. Library string bool self dot library equals library. And then self dot patterns equal patterns. Okay. And we'll do the work down here. All right. So, my simplest thing at this point, I don't know. I'm kind of okay iterating over these strings already. So if I take patterns, and I split, perhaps, no. Was it down here? I don't know why they want me to have some words alphabetized up top and some at the bottom. Split on separator character in order ground elements equal to the given element. Subsequences of the sequence. Omitting empty subsequences. Well, where separator just a character? Oh no, it's a function character to bool. Split separator character. Let's just try that. Split with separator of space. Okay. That should give me a list of words. Okay. Use there. And then I want to, I guess I want to map the word to its grid pattern. Library sub $0. Cannot convert to expected type string. Replace with string. Yeah, I can live with that. Okay. So now I have a list of the grid patterns, which is a double array of Boolean. Okay. Well, what I kind of want to do is can I just return, can I do a replace? So that's a list of double arrays. Okay, so each $0 now is going to be a double array of Booleans. I don't know. If this is any better. Library of string. What I really want to do at this point, I've got this double array of Booleans, and I want to convert it bool to int of that. Where bool to int of array of bool produces an array of double, which double's kind of overstating it. All right. So this is bool array of type bool array. Okay, so I'm going to go bool array. I'm going to map each entry, which is a row, that's a row, which is another array. So I'm going to take that. Okay, so this is maybe this is bool double array. I feel like I'm going along between my greens here. If you take this, it gives you a list of bool arrays. And we're going to do something with them. Well, what's that? We're going to walk through them and map $0 if it's true, go to 1.0, else go to 0.0. And then pack those all back up. Okay. And this is returning that, and that is that. Whoops. Convert value of array slice to doubles. Can you fix it for me? Cannot convert array of sliced elements of strings to double, aka because these maps do slices. Ugh. Array slices strings double, aka slice array slice double. I don't know. What do we got here? This is it's one of our words, and we convert it to string and then look it up in the library. So that gives us back a double array of bool. We pass that into double array of doubles. Oh, is it only mapping to one? To double. Let's break it up. No, is that... I'm confused why it's confused, honestly. My bool to int function should give me back an array of doubles. It's not even a good name. This is bool to double. That wasn't a very good job. Okay, I must be a level off. I think we've only passed one thing in. Oy. Okay, let's run. That was not a quick green. Let's hope it's a slow green. It's a nil. Oh. Okay. Let's make sure this thing is doing what I expected. Return result. Let's break here and take a look. So we expect result to be one Boolean true. I didn't even get there. Empty string produces empty arcs. Oh, yeah. If patterns dot trim is this, return this. No trim. Well, maybe our one worked. Yeah, so the one we were trying to test succeeded. Okay. The one that had the empty string failed. All right, let's get back over here. I don't know. I'm feeling like I'm going to rename this again. I think it's bools to doubles. Just to be a little more explicit. Okay, so we're converting a double array of booleans to a double array of doubles. And I think because we walk through the outer array and then we map across the inner array, we're getting one thing converted. Okay. I don't know where the next So the next test I want, let's see if I can articulate that. Two patterns concatenate arcs, I think. Okay, so if you pass one dot space one dot, where one dot is just one bit like that, I expect to get back 1, 1. Okay, so each dot comes up as a 1. It's really across its first row, which is the only row. This test will fail. I just don't know if it's too big of a step. Okay, that's a good place to stop. So we will pick up next Tuesday, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And what I expect to do is start concatenating at least one row patterns and turn them into arcs that we can draw. And we'll go from there. So thanks for joining me today. I'll see you again in the future, I hope. And take care. Bye-bye.